Good to be back. We had a wonderful time, but it's also good to be back. And good to be with you. Boy, uh, just one sad story after another in the news. The shootings at Brown. Oh, the terrible attacks and deaths at Bondi Beach in Sydney. Um, either Linda Sullivan. Then the tragic murders of the Reiners. And of course, continued suffering and anxiety in Ukraine, all as the Festival of Lights begin, Hanukkah. So I'm going to read from two poets tonight and a little bit of commentary from a London magazine. Of course, I think if I had to pick a favorite poem, aside from Sandburg, Chicago,
we know what you would pick.
It would be Auden, September 1, 1939. 32 years old when he wrote it, right after the beginning of World War II, the invasion of Poland. He's moved to New York.
Is that what you're reading tonight?
That's what I'm reading.
Oh,
and
wonderful.
Then a poem by Auden Spencer. I sit in one of the dives on 52nd Street, uncertain and afraid, as the clever hopes expire of a low, dishonest decade. Waves of anger and fear circulate over the bright and darkened lands of the earth, obsessing our private lives. The unmentionable odor of death defends the September night. Accurate scholarship can unearth the whole offense from Luther until now that has driven a culture mad. Find what occurred at Linz, what huge imago made a psychopathic god, and I and the public know. All the school children learn, those to whom evil is done to evil in return. Exiled Thucydides knew all that a speech can say about democracy. And what dictators do, the elderly rubbish they talk to an apathetic grave, analyzed all in his book. The enlightenment driven away, the habit-forming pain, mismanagement, and grief. We must suffer them all again. Into this neutral air where blind skyscrapers use their full height to proclaim the strength of collective man. Each language pours its vain competitive excuse. But who can live for long in a euphoric dream? Out of the mirror they stare, imperialism's face and the international wrong. Faces along the bar cling to their average day. The lights must never go out. The music must always play. All the conventions conspire to make this fort assume the furniture of home, lest we should see where we are. Lost in a haunted wood, children afraid of the night. We've never been happy or good. The windiest militant trash, important person shout is not so crude as our wish. But Matt Nijinsky wrote about Degilov, this true of the normal heart. For the error bred in the bone of each woman and each man craves what it cannot have. Not universal love, but to be loved alone. From the conservative dark into the ethical life, the dense commuters come repeating their morning vow, I will be true to the life. To the wife, I will concentrate more on my work. When helpless governors wake to resume the compulsory game, who can release them now? Who can reach the deaf? Who can speak for the dumb? And Auden writes, all I have is a voice to undo the folded lie. The romantic lie in the brain of the sensual man in the street, and the lie of authority whose buildings grope the sky. There is no such thing as the state. No one exists alone. Hunger allows no choice to the citizen or the police. We must love one another or die. And here I think one of the greatest stanzas ever written in our language. Defenseless under the night, our world in stupor lies, yet dotted everywhere. Ironic points of light flash out wherever the just exchange their messages. May I, composed like them of eros and of dust, beleaguered by the same negation and despair, show an affirming flame. And before I move on to Stephen Spender, I discovered a review in the London Magazine, Contemporary Review. Auden was under some criticism that he had left Britain at a critical time, went to the U.S. But of course, I think he lived to say he was trying to alert the U.S. London Magazine wrote, defenseless under the night chimes with the fate of the Polish people at this hour and harks back to uncertain and afraid in the first stanza. Though on the first day of the war no one could know its ultimate conclusion, there seems little ground for optimism. Points of light are ironic because the darkness seems so overwhelming. One would not expect to see any light at all. But note that points of light are not rare or spasmodic. They are dotted everywhere. The just are out there. And though they are beleaguered by the same negation and despair, they are in touch with each other. The beauty of this stanza lies in the way its language expresses hope. Surely, in that context, we know very well who the just are. All societies are an uneven mix of the good, the bad, and the indifferent. The just are the good, the ones upon whom civilization depends, in whom the hopes of mankind reside, who know that we must all struggle to leave the darkness and strive toward the light. Auden is, after all, only human, like the rest of us, composed of eros and of dust, praying to be on the side of the angels. This poem is an unmistakable wake-up call to dormant mankind and a fortifying affirmation of life. And now...
I like the first stanza too.
Yeah. Oh. And now I want to read The Truly Great by Stephen Spender. And I think of Ahmed El-Ahmed. This is the man who was in the hospital, recovering, God bless him, in Sydney, who threw himself at one of the attackers at the Bondi Beach. How many people have to die before we call it a massacre?
3, 2.
Yeah, that's what it is.
I know, I don't know what it technically is,
Yeah,
but when somebody comes shooting at you, I don't think it matters.
So I think of him in this poem by Stephen Spender called The Truly Great. Stephen Spender, who I believe was once the poet laureate of Britain too, wrote, I think continually of those who were truly great, who from the womb remembered the soul's history. Through corridors of light where the hours are suns endless and singing, whose lovely ambition was that their lips, still touched with fire, tell of the spirit clothed from head to foot in song, and who hoarded from the spring branches the desires falling across their bodies like blossoms. What is precious is never to forget the essential delight of the blood drawn from ageless springs breaking through rocks and worlds before our earth, never to deny its pleasure in the morning's simple light, nor its grave evening demands for love. Never to allow gradually the traffic to smother with noise and fog. The flowering of the spirit. Near the snow, near the sun, in the highest field, see how these names are fetid by the waving grass and by the streamers of white cloud and whispers of the wind in the listening sky. And here I think so much of Ahmed al-Ahmed, the names of those who in their lives fought for life, the war at their hearts, the fire center born of the sun. And traveled a short while toward the sun and left the vivid air signed with their honor. Oh.
Happy Hanukkah.
And happy second night of Hanukkah. We were able to light the candles last night. Maybe we'll ask you to join in the lighting tomorrow night.
I know a good menorah.
You know good menorah?
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe we know your good menorah.
Yeah,
We still have the menorah I got in India, don't we? But I think we figured out it's an old enough can. In an Indian market, yeah. I got a menorah.
There's a whole thing there.
Yeah. No. Well,
That makes sense.
No, absolutely. Yeah. So, yeah. So thanks very much for being with us tonight on our open book. 3 candles tomorrow night. And I think I'm going to read finally from, all right, join us for the lighting, Lucy. And
the playwright,
Tom Stopper.
Yes.
Because no sooner do we get away, we lose him. And I want to read from just a wonderful interview that he did with Paris Review. Particularly make note of his answer when they say, "What's so important about exit lines?"
How could that be about Chicago? Sorry.
Yeah, I wondered about that. But if you
New Jersey,
if you pardon me, what?
I said New Jersey, different exit.
New Jersey, yeah, different, yeah.
Different
exit lines, yeah.
Understood.
So thanks very much for being with us on our open book. See you later. Take care. Bye-bye. I noticed that, SR. Thank you.